on this after he taught this. So, and I'm going, I don't know what the hell he taught. We were sick. We weren't there. We were down and out. So the calls I got was, dude, it was awesome. I did it there, but I can't remember how to do it. So will you please take a video of it and post it? So I got to go over it briefly. Look, this kind of reminds black belts of how important it is to go back to the basics, because this is a fantastic flow. It's just one thing after the next. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it's something that I haven't been on in a long, long time. So this is the flow for those of you guys that were not here for that class. I'm gonna have Professor Mike go back over this flow. It's a good one. We'll get you guys up to speed on that one, okay?
This was on Tuesday night. It was no-gi night. We just did a basic submission string. It started off of a defense to somebody going either single or double underhook, trying to get you in a stack pass. Good. So you're on your back, you brace your guard open, and you're looking at double underhooks. You got to make a decision. Okay, we said before you can grab the tips and you can just try to get heavy on the biceps, and that'll buy you some time, unless he just starts digging under you, and he's eventually going to dig this out, and I'm going to have to figure something else out. Otherwise, what we did on Tuesday night was I just put a temporary block in front of him by finding space here in the armpits in his double unders. I'm going to hook underneath him, and I'm going to block it and keep his pass at bay for now. Here I'm going to make a choice. I'm going to pick a side, right or left. I usually go to the right. When I do that, I'm going to shift my legs, and I'm going to take this hook, and I'm going to get it all the way up into my elbow deep. My hand's just going to sit up here. It's a high five waiting for my left hand to come up. Left hand will now move, come across the shoulder line, and I will hook. My left leg is now safe to come up on his shoulders. I'm not worried about the stack right now. From here, this gives me a nice lever. I'm going to start putting pressure on his arm to break his arm free. I'm going to pull down through the shoulder, and I'm going to elevate with my elbow and kick my leg straight, coming on top into diamond, what I always called it, diamond, kind of prelude to getting into triangle, which is coming. So we get into here. Now I can start my submission string. If the guy chooses to keep his arm bent towards his butt behind me, he's got himself into a shoulder lock, or basically a Kimura. All I have to do here with the lock I've had the whole time is just elevate my elbow to the ceiling, boom.
One step over to when they get step over, you just force it through.
Just force it up, boom, he's got it. And what happens most of the time is I start putting pressure here, he straightens his arm. What I have is right here in the bend of the neck, I've got a nice little pocket to catch. I'm just catching his wrist, thumbs down, just guiding it right down my arm and catching it here in the pocket. Pinching it, thumbs down. As I do this, I'm going to start making a transition over to my left shoulder. When I do, you're going to see my right arm is going to run. Here's this elbow. I'm going to start raking it in and rolling it over with me. As I get to here, I've now got his elbow pointed straight up and down, a line basically running straight up and down. You can RNC grip it. I've created a gap between his elbow and the mat. I don't want to be laying flat with his elbow on my chest, because then I'm killing my own arm bar. I want to bring him over the top, creating a hole where I can just pop him down into the arm bar. Now we get here and we start losing it. He's just real strong. He pulls his arm out, and I think he's about to come over. I'm going to transition now to the triangle choke. My left arm's going to come under at the armpit, and I'm going to let him go across where he wants to go. I'm going to lock him in here. At this point, I've had him in diamond, closing it off using my right leg over here. If I just let this right leg go now, he postures up and he's gone. Okay? So to make the transition to triangle, I've got to put something in place here. So I'm going to reach my right hand up, grab my ankle. Now this shin has to get right along the shoulder line. I have to move it and transition straight across the shoulder line. Facilitate that. I can now let this foot go, but it goes down to the hip. I push into the hip, and I work myself right across the shoulder line. Triangle. Head down, out, I come in for the squeeze here. This goes awry. He starts posturing up, and I just can't quite get the figure 4 locked. But what he does give me,
Hold on.
that gets a little terrible in
Yeah, go ahead.
there. So he's kind of broken this loose, and I just can't get the angle right. But what I do have is his arm straight across, set up for an arm bar, provided I can get my hips turned around this shoulder joint. It's going to be hard to do on just trying to scoot. So I facilitate it by taking my arm, accessing his leg, turn. So I'm using that turn, I break this loose and I turn. Now my hips are right in line with the shoulder. I can grip, bring him down, and take the arm bar from here. Those that were here remember that whole series?
One more time to it. Quickly.
Knee double unders. Quickly got to make a choice. I shoot the gaps. I pick a side. If I want to come to my right, kick the left leg low, get up in the elbow, shoot across, get my grip. Leg can come over. I'm using this fulcrum, pop the arm out, kick the leg, go to diamond. If he stays bent, I'm going for shoulder lock. I put the shoulder pressure on, he straightens his arm, I guide it in for a straight arm lock. This isn't working, he's starting to muscle this out. I slide him in, lock him in, I'm going for triangle. Foot to the hip, shoulder line over. I get to here, it's kind of starting to break off. I can now underhook the leg, shift to the side, leg comes over, and I come up for the arm bar. The whole submission string. It's what we hit. It was no-gi on Tuesday. For those that remember, that's where we were. Any questions on that? What the heck? I get those looks in their eyes.
All right, y'all. Matt is yours. 1, 2, 3.